I love my job. I've always loved it. I've worked pretty much every position that you can work. It's probably the people. It's the family. I mean, I feel like I work for a family more than a company. I've always kind of felt that way, and they've always made me feel that way. You know, all the way from Willis to Gene to Charlie. I mean, I don't even, you know, he's like one of my best friends.
Early in my career as a CPA, I was all numbers orientated, but later in my career, I became much more people focused and people orientated in terms of providing the same opportunity for them that Willis provided for me. I really enjoy giving people the opportunity to become probably greater than they ever thought they could or would be. And that's just a real blessing for me to be able to provide opportunity for people to do that.
You come for the opportunity, you stay for the family atmosphere. You know what, you fall in love with the work, but you more fall in love with the people. That's what really binds everybody together, binds me together with the company, is that relationship it's way beyond just the 8 to 5 day that we work.
When I came back and was having my first child, you know, my stipulation was basically I want to work for you and I will give it, you know, as much as I can, but I would like to have set amount of time off with my family as well. And it's good to have that flexibility. It's been amazing, truly amazing.
There was a time when I wanted to leave and go on as the company was changing and moving forward, and I wasn't exactly sure where I fit in. And I had asked Willis if he would be a reference for me, and he said, "Is there something I can do to change that?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm looking to do a few different things." And in the end, I did end up staying, since I'm still here 15 years later. But he was very genuine, and he just said, if you need to be who you were meant to be, and if you think that there's an opportunity out there that is going to better your life and that's the direction you should go, then you need to do it. But I will tell you, if you do that and you find out it's just not what you thought it might be, come back. He would never ask you to do anything he wasn't willing to do himself or hadn't already done. He always talked to you like you were there to make a difference and that you were an important part of what you brought to the table, and you weren't more important or less important than they are. He needed all of us.
Well, I think the first thing that each one of us as employees needs to do from the top down is keep our eye focused on the mission statement, and that is bringing families together for a lifetime of vacation memories. And then yet as employees, get along with each other, each do our part, understand where we fit into the big picture, and then we as leaders need to allow our employees to fulfill that mission within their realm of expertise.
One thing I've always done, and I've, with Desi and Gina and the girls that have worked under me, I've always tried to get them to always have an employee leave better than when they came.
Their leadership, because of their faith, and my growth into that area has brought me to where I am. Even the smallest little thing affects another area of what we do. So if you're checking somebody in and they have a bad experience and they're going to go through a presentation, they're going to obviously not be happy at the presentation, which then affects that department as well. So being part of a team, everything that you do is extremely important.
This person is here, this is their one vacation. I know I'm doing the same thing I did for the last 4 people I checked in, but these people deserve that level of interaction.
I think that's one of our strongest attributes as a company, is that we've been here for a long time and we know what we're doing, we know how to treat our customer, and we keep our customers.
The future needs of the traveler, the camper, we've already seen those change. I think it's our job to make sure that we know that and we're always moving that direction. These people are here to have a great time. Let's let them have that.
We are going to continue to grow. It's just so important to communicate, have that open communication, have your door open policy. Always strive to do it right, always strive to be honest, always strive to have a great attitude and a smile. So I guess that brings you back to family. It has allowed me to be part of my family and allowed me to have my own family and be a part of their lives as well.
Gene is probably my biggest mentor, and Willis. Everybody strives to be like Willis.
But I do believe that we have to apply all the giftings we have from God into everything we do. In our lives, it's been pretty dynamic. So how does it come into play? Different for everyone, I'm sure. But I do believe that we have to yield ourselves to a higher power, and that higher power is God.
And I think without all of our faith, I mean, mine, Jean's, Willis's, Charlie's, everybody's, we sure wouldn't be where we are today, because it takes a lot of faith to keep going sometimes.
The company of Midwest Outdoor Resorts and Hart Ranch Development Company have been a huge part of my life for 32 years now. It's been a real blessing. Number one, work for a man you respect. I love what I do.
They were gracious enough to probably take some chances on me early, giving me the amount of rope that they did. But they obviously saw something in me maybe I didn't see in myself. You know, every year since then, I've been given new opportunities throughout the business, and loving everyone that I get.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is thanks for the opportunity. I mean, you know, I get opportunity from them every day. You know, I know there's failures and I know there's successes, but, you know, it's just part of a team, and I appreciate the team.
And it's been good and amazing to be able to work for people that are steadfast and truthful and honest and don't take people for granted.
Meeting Willis and Joan Dunnick and working with them pretty much changed my life and changed the trajectory of my life. And having them point out some potential that maybe I didn't even recognize, but they were willing to spend the time and the money to allow me to bring that out. And I will always be very grateful for what they brought to me. I would tell them, thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in me.
I specifically remember in '85 a gentleman coming into my office who had purchased a membership about 9-10 months before. He was a rancher down by Buffalo Gap. He walked in the door and he said, I don't want my membership anymore. And I said, why not? He said, well, I'm making these monthly payments, but he said, I don't get no value out of it. I said, how many times have you used it? He said, well, I haven't yet. I said, go out and use it and come back next year and talk to me about it. He came back the next year and he said, you know what, this is really working. He said, and he came back about 3 years after that, and he said, I'm so glad that you didn't let me cancel my membership. He said, I have seen the United States and I could not have afforded to see it if I wasn't a member. That kind of thing sticks with you. That doesn't mean everybody has that same experience, but when you have a person who you've actually changed their life by having a membership, and we do that every day to hundreds of people I don't even know, but that one I remember. That one I remember. And when you can do that for somebody, that gives you purpose in what you're doing every day.